Hi everyone, it's time for Hatha with Valerie. I'm glad you're here, taking some time for yourself and for your body. We're going to start in child's pose, so make your way to your mat. I do have 2 blocks if you have them or if you want to use them, but I do have them at the back side of the mat. In child's pose, we bring knees wide on the mat, big toes to touch, and then you walk the palms out forward. Release the chest down to the mat and rest your forehead down on the mat. You can be in an active or passive child's pose here as we begin our practice today. In passive child's pose, your elbows would be down, arms and shoulders a little more relaxed. In active child's pose, we press into the palms and the elbows would lift up off the mat. As we spend a few moments in child's pose, bring your attention to your breath. Don't alter the breath, just notice how you're breathing. Walk those palms over to the left and off the mat, sink the chest back down, and feel that opening in the right side body. We'll walk those palms back through center, over to the right and off the mat. Remember to press back into those hips as they begin to open up. Press into those palms, walk them back to the center of the mat, come up onto the knees as we come up to a tabletop position, palms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, look up, arch your back, inhale. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, let that belly go. Hold the chest through, look up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale one last time, really, really round. Inhale, we'll meet back in a neutral spine. We'll press up and we'll come up to the knees here. Step the right foot out for Paridasana or gate pose. I'll turn sideways here so you can see me a little better. So that right foot is going to come out and the toes are pointing the same way as your eyeballs. The left knee is underneath the left hip. Right palm comes on the outside of that right leg. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, let's open up that left side body, keeping the chest open, maybe even looking up. We're opening the left side body here, but you may also feel an opening in the inside of that right leg. Inhale, we'll come back to center and we'll switch sides. So we'll take left foot out long. Those toes are pointing forward. Left hand comes to left thigh. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, you can let those left fingers slide down the leg. Spiral that chest open. Maybe look up. Inhale, we'll come back to center. And we'll meet back on hands and knees. Now we'll get a little bit more warmed up with bird dog. So take a moment to look down at your fingers. Make sure your pointer fingers are pointing straight ahead and your fingers are spread out. Press into those fingertips and press into all four corners of your palms. Pull the belly in. Let's transition to our Ujjayi breath for this too. So we'll inhale through the nose, filling the chest. Keep the low belly in. Exhale out through the nose, constricting the back of the throat, making that audible ocean sound. One more round together here. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the press in the palms. We're activating the muscles of the arms. If you're prone to hyperextension, keep a micro bend in the elbows so you make the muscles do the work, not the joints. Now we'll inhale, reach the right fingertips forward. Step the left foot back, toes face down toward the mat. You might even have to look back at them and see if they're doing what you told them to do. Pull that low belly in. Use your breath. Use the left glute, squeeze it, make it work. Press through the left palm. Exhale, release the right hand down and the left knee down. Inhale, left fingertips reach forward. Right foot goes back. Right toes are pointed down. Squeeze the right glute. Fingers are active here to encourage keeping the muscles of the arm active. Belly's pulled in. Press into that right palm. Release, left palm down, right knee down. We'll come all the way down onto the belly. We're setting up for cobra pose. So palms come to push-up position and the elbows stay up high and they squeeze in towards each other. Release your chin down to the mat. Zipper up the thighs. Tops of the feet are down on the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Feel the knees lift. Chin stays on the mat. Exhale out your air. Inhale, lift the head, the chest. Little to no weight in those palms. Press through the tops of the feet and squeeze the glutes. Press through the tops of the feet, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, right ear to the mat. Second set, chin comes back to the mat. Zipper up those thighs, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale. Inhale, little to no weight in those palms. Maybe lift them up to hover off the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat and squeeze the glutes. Keep repeating those cues to yourself. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold the breath. Exhale, left ear to the mat. Third set, we'll bring arms out in front of us, knife edge of the pinkies are on the floor in front of your mat. Maybe it's not hardwood floor, maybe it's carpet. Okay, legs can come slightly apart for this one, but chin will be on the mat. Exhale. Inhale, lift up arms and legs. Don't forget to breathe. A little higher, last few breaths here. Exhale, everything releases. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs. That can help release low back tension. And then we'll press back into little seed pose. Knees together, feet together. Arms come alongside the body. We're rounding the spine where we just did some back bending. So we're counteracting those back bends here. One more breath down there. And then let's all meet on palms and knees once again. Check out those fingertips, make sure they're pointing straight ahead. Press the fingertips into the mat, press the palms, feel the muscles of the arms work, and then maybe even activate in between those shoulders, those rhomboid muscles. Pull that belly in. We step the feet back for plank. The heels should be above the balls of the feet here too, so you're really shifting more weight forward than you think. I can perfectly see that, well, almost perfectly, in the camera. Belly's in, everything's tight here. I'm a plank of wood, I'm so strong. Then I'll come down onto my forearms for forearm plank. Really press into those forearms, squeeze the belly, make sure the booty's up, not up too high, you're one plank of wood. Now we'll come back up to plank. Are you getting warm? 2 more breaths here. Release the knees down. We'll take 3 yogi push-ups. Now some of us might do 1, some might do 10. It's up to you, it's your practice. In a yogi push-up though, we're working on strengthening triceps and upper body here, chest. So we keep the elbows in tight to the body as we come down. And we come down just about so, press up. Down, up. After your third, bring that right foot forward in between the palms. We're in low lunge. You can release the top of the foot down for low lunge. In low lunge, most of us will feel an opening in this left hip flexor when the right foot's forward. A lot of different variations in low lunge. You can have hands on the knee, hands down to the mat. You could be using blocks here. Some of us like to reach up, a lot of variations, choices. Now plant the left palm and inhale. We'll open up, doing a little twist here. Keep that right knee pulled in. It might be trying to splay open here. We're trying to make the twist come from the upper body. You can also take a half bind here if that feels better on your shoulder. Exhale, release that right palm back down. Now we'll transition to runner's lunge here. So that means really we're just sliding that back knee in so that we can make right angles here with both knees. All right, some of you might know what's coming here. Curl the left toes under. We'll bring the left elbow across the body, hook it over that right knee. Okay, fingers are spread. Reach right fingertips back and up. And you can stay right here, or you can lift that left knee just to hover above the mat. Hold the belly in. Exhale, release that left knee down, unravel the arms, we'll step the feet back, and we're in down dog, pressing hips up and back. It's really great to come into down dog from a plank, because then you know your stance is all the way measured out. You don't have to adjust your feet. Now in down dog, you can bend the knees as much as you like. We're trying to get this long straight line from the hands up to the tailbone. Now, let's just hinge forward to our plank, release the knees down. We'll take those 3 yogi push-ups. The elbows stay in tight. We'll bring the left foot forward for that low lunge. It can be helpful when you're in a yoga pose to close the eyes and bring your focus into what are you feeling in the body. It's a great opportunity to connect. Yoga is about uniting your mind and your body. We'll plant that right palm and open up, adding our twist to our low lunge. Again, you can do the half bind here if you'd like to, if that's easier on your shoulder, or you can just reach up for the 12 o'clock. It helps to pull the belly in. Make sure you're pressing into that right palm. We're not just hanging out. Release left palm down, and we'll slide that back knee in slightly to set up for our runner's lunge where we have these right angles. Curl the right toes under, bring the right elbow across that left knee, reach the left palm back, belly's in tight. Now you can choose to lift the right knee just to hover off the mat. Fighting warrior. Don't forget to breathe. Release the right knee down, palms come back to the mat. Step the left foot back, hips up and back for down dog. We'll take some down dog push-ups here. If you'd like to add them on, elbows come out to the sides like a regular push-up, not like a yogi push-up. Just some fun here in down dog. You can take 100, you can take none. All right. Let's hinge forward to plank. Come down onto the forearms. And then we'll walk those toes forward for dolphin. So we're bringing more weight into the forearms, bend the knees as much as you need to press the chest back toward the thighs. Now in dolphin, you can have the palms down. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see this. So palms down, elbows underneath shoulders, or you can have your hands together. Either way though, elbows need to be directly under your shoulders for a strong, safe stance. Keep pressing through those forearms, chest comes back toward the thighs. Slowly walk those toes back out to your forearm plank. Press palms into the mat. We're in plank, hips come back. And up for down dog. We'll inhale, reach right heel to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee, bring that right foot all the way through. Left foot comes to a 45-degree angle as we inhale up for warrior one. Now in warrior one, right toe should be pointed directly forward. And the knee should be over the ankle when we look forward. And what I mean by that is it can be common to see the knee wing in or out. You want to keep it safely above the ankle, even if you're not deeply into the lunge this way. Okay, now left leg is strong and straight, foot is at a 45-degree angle, and you're pressing actively into all four corners of that foot. In warrior one, we're working to bring the chest and someday the hips squared toward the mirror, or excuse me, toward the front of your mat. You may not have a mirror at home. Palms come to face. Release the shoulders down the back so we're not shrugging. Belly's in. Now we'll pivot on the left toes, coming into crescent lunge. So the heel comes up above the ball of the foot on the left foot, all toes facing toward the front of the mat. Now we'll release that left foot back down to 45 degrees, but this time we're coming into warrior two, so we want heels in a line. And heels in a line means there's an invisible line from my right heel to my left heel. Arms come out to a T. We're taking up the whole mat with our beautiful, strong legs. Torso is centered over the hips. You look toward the front of the mat. Belly's in. And you're breathing. Don't forget about the breathing. Now, press into the right foot, straightening the right leg. Turn those right toes toward the side. So now we bring heels in, toes out, and we sink down into our goddess pose. It's a healthy squat here, wide-legged. Sink a little deeper. Make sure that pelvis is slightly tucked. I'll turn kind of sideways here to show you. So in goddess, sometimes we get into this leaning forward, sticking our bum back. We want to try to get a long line in our spine. And it does make it a little harder too because you're shifting more weight back into the hips. You'll feel more muscles light up in the front of these thighs. I'm going to grab my notebook and take it with me because we're heading toward the back of the mat. All right, so in our goddess pose, turn those left toes toward the back of the mat. Right toes come to a 45-degree angle And we're now in Warrior Two, facing the back of your mat. You can still take time here to find your alignment. Now pivot on that right foot. Now we're in crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. And we're preparing to fly forward to Warrior Three. So inhale, exhale, and with control, we'll come into our Warrior Three. Right toes point down toward the mat. Now you can take any arm variation of choice here, and you can even bring your hands down to your blocks and just work on that leg lift. Toes are facing down toward the mat. Use the right glute to lift that right leg. Belly's pulled in tight. Left leg strong, pressing through that standing foot. And then you can take different arm variations. A lot of work here. And as you're ready, we'll open up into our half moon. You're opening up that top hip, reaching right fingertips up. Woo. As you're ready, we'll let that go and we'll end up in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Release the crown of the head. Now make sure those feet are either together or hip distance apart. You can measure your hips distance by bringing your two fists in between your feet. All right, because guess what? We are sinking down into our chair pose. You can take full expression with arms up or out in front, palms together, hands on the waist, all kinds of different things you can do in chair. Focus on the weight is back in the heels, the belly is pulled in tight. A little deeper. Now we'll step the right foot back. We're in crescent lunge. And then we turn all the toes toward the side. Arms come out to a T. Hinge at the hips for Prasarita Padottanasana, or wide-legged forward fold. Just enjoy yourself here. Maybe take a shoulder rinse. Some of you might like this opportunity for some upside down work. All right, we'll turn those right toes toward the mirror, left toes 45-degree angle, and we meet back in Warrior Two, facing the front of our mat. Pull the belly in, take up space on your mat, big bend in that front leg. Now windmill those arms down, step the right foot back, or in down dog. Press that chest back toward the thighs. Opportunity for turbo dog here if you'd like it. If not, just stay in your down dog. But if you want to take turbo dog, go ahead and bend the elbows down and squeeze them in towards each other. Keep pressing the chest back. All right, straighten those arms back out. It's time to do the other side. Inhale, left heel to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee, bring that left foot through. And we start in a Warrior One. So right foot comes to 45-degree angle, left foot, toes face forward, arms come up to face. we're trying to bring the chest and someday the hips square toward the front of the mat. And it can help when you're working on that to widen your stance. Someday you'll have your heels, that's too close. Someday you'll have your heels in a line so you can't see your back heel, okay? But that's pretty hard to bring the hips forward like that. So as we're working towards that, we can step our stance a little wider to bring the chest and work on opening up this hip too. Now we'll pivot on the right foot, coming up into crescent lunge. So all toes are facing forward, and the heel is over the ball on that back foot. Now release that right heel back down. This time though, we try to get heels in a line as we open up into warrior two. And now my back is facing you. Try to remember all the things I said before. Now turn those left toes. We're going to do goddess pose on this side now. So we gotta be even, but I'll turn to face you because that's just weird. Okay, so we're in goddess pose here. And let's play around a little bit with goddess here. Bring the palms to cactus arms. Okay, and you're sinking down. All right, now come up, lift that right heel, and then bring right elbow to right knee. Crunch that side body. Okay, release right heel down. Now lift left heel. Bring left elbow to left knee. Crunch that side body. Inhale, come back up. All right, let's try that again on the starting on the right side. Lift the heel. Crunch. Inhale, back up. Lift the heel. Crunch. Inhale, back up. Okay, now stay where you are in goddess. Okay, and now we'll come into warrior two facing the back of the mat. Right toes face toward the back of the mat, left toes are at a 45-degree angle. Pivot on the left foot. We're in crescent lunge facing the back of the mat. And now we'll fly forward into that warrior three and then open up into our half moon. Okay? So inhale. Exhale. Use your breath, use control. You can use your blocks here too. Left toes point down so that left hip is closed, but we're lifting the leg. Belly's in tight. And then arms can do any kind of variation you're working on, airplane arms. And then as you're ready, you'll open up. Play with that half moon. It can be kind of fun too to go to a wall and lay your body open onto the wall and really feel what that feels like when you're transferring more weight and you're opening the chest and you're really opening the hip. As you're ready to be done playing with your half moon, we'll meet at the back of the mat in a forward fold. Now set up those feet either squeezed together or hip distance apart. And we'll sit down into our tiny kindergarten chair. Oh, it's way down there. Pull the belly in, weights in the heels, wiggle your toes. Step that left foot all the way back to your crescent. Turn all the toes. Then you'll hinge at the hips for Prasarita. So wide-legged forward fold. This time maybe take a different arm variation. Maybe you reach your first two fingers for the big toe, or you reach for the ankles, whatever works for you. Turn those right toes to face the front of the mat. Left toes come to the 45-degree angle. Warrior two. Windmill those palms down. Step the right foot back. Down dog. Bend those knees, look forward, walk those feet up to meet the hands, and we'll inhale and come all the way up. Slight back bend, reach up. Exhale, palms come together to heart center. Now we're setting up for some balance work here with Natarajasana or dancer's pose. So, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right elbow comes to the right hip. Bend the right knee. Reach that palm for the inside of the right foot. I'll turn so you can see me. You can also go to a wall here for balance. We'll inhale to lengthen. And exhale, begin to kick. Kick and then reach. Find a drishti, or a point of focus, something that's not moving, and that's eye level or lower. Unless you want to challenge your balance, then you can look up, or maybe close the eyes. That'd be really hard.